that we were one of the colleges who produced 5 Olympians.
I think, unfortunately, we have lost Madam Mann's connection, I believe. So we will hang up for a minute's time. I think she must be back soon. Till that time, we are being reconnected by Madam Anne Marie Verghese. Let me quickly take you all through the assignees who are going to be helping me out as part of today's edutainment session. So first, we have the grammarian and word master. Yeah, we have been joined by Ma'am Annie. So let us listen from her and then maybe we can proceed further. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen and Toastmasters for that. Yes, ma'am. I think we again lost the connection, I believe. Okay. Anyway, let me quickly go through the assignees for the evening. We have grammarian and word master. As grammarian and word master, we have Madam Toastmaster Shakambari Chandrasekharan. She is a BTech graduate, served as an IT professional for 12 years, now a happy homemaker, caring for her 2 kids, joined Toastmasters in 2020 with an aim to be a better communicator, but took the fraternity like fish to water. Best debutant Toastmaster of Mind Academy Toastmaster Club, area level humor champion. Ma'am, can you please take us through the word of the day? Over to you, ma'am.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all of you. Today is a surreal evening, as we have in our midst a guru of not 1 but 5 Olympians. I would like to thank and congratulate our altruistic Toastmaster Bala and sublime Toastmaster Jyoti Jain for their efforts in bringing this guru and making it a cherishable evening. In an epoch of gloom and uncertainty around the world, this club has proved time and again that it is not only a place for honing our skills, but also to repose and reboot ourselves with dulcet themes. I'm sanguine that these efforts are making us erudite Toastmasters and would make us euphoric in this journey. Today, I have a dual role to play as your word master and grammarian. As your grammarian, I will carefully listen to the speeches and take note of good and not so good uses of language. I would also make note of the outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts from the speakers and the assignees. As your grammarian, as your word master, it is my duty to introduce a new word as the word of the day and explain the different usages of the word with proper illustration to enable us to expand our vocabulary. Moving on to the word of the day, Toastmaster Bala, can you please share the presentation? The word of the day today is exuberant. It means full of energy, excitement, and cheerfulness. This is an adjective, and it could be used, the usage is shown here. He is an exuberant dancer. The other derivatives of the word are exuberance as noun and exuberantly as adverb. The synonyms would be cheerful, light-hearted, euphoric, elated, and the antonyms would be gloomy, downhearted, dejected, and dispirited. Well, being exuberant is good, but having an exuberant child might be a difficult task to handle. So here's an illustration, just giving an example of Calvin and Hobbes. So he says, I'm not bad, I'm just exuberant. There's nothing wrong with being exuberant. And he throws a handful of snow. So I would encourage the assignees, speakers, and all the Toastmasters to liberally use this word, make use of it. And I would come back to you with a report at the end of the meeting and called by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam Shakambari. Exuberance is the mood of the evening. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for taking us through that. So I think we have been joined back by Madam Anne. Yeah, there she is. Ma'am, can you listen to us, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, great, ma'am.
Not connecting.
It's fine, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
We are
Hello?
not able to. Yeah, we are not able to see you, ma'am. If you can just turn on the.
Let me, I don't know what's happened. 1 second.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see me?
Not yet, ma'am. I have just sent a note to asking you to start your video, ma'am. Maybe if you can just acknowledge that in that device, probably the video might be turning on, ma'am. If not, it's still fine, ma'am. We can hear you, ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. I'm at the outset. I want to thank each one of you for giving me this privilege, for joining in this meeting. And it gives me great pleasure to participate and be with each one of you this evening. Actually, it was GOURI who introduced me to each one of you, and especially Mr. Balasubramaniam. And I was able to get in touch with him. And then he asked me the time and date and everything. And so the meeting was fixed. And so here I am with each one of you this evening. I want to thank each one of you from the bottom of my heart for the meeting and for giving recognition to me. Actually, I'm here mainly because of the journalist, Mr. Ramesh Matthew, who happened to put up a write-up in the Facebook. And with that, there were floods of messages coming from all corners of the world asking me, ma'am, we are so happy to see that you have been recognized in the fag end of your career. Well, I don't take any credit for these 5 Olympians who have been nurtured in the college. All credit goes to our coaches, Mr. T.P. Ause and Mr. E.J. George. They are the ones who have molded them and brought them to the pinnacle of their career. As far as I'm concerned, my colleague, Mrs. Mary Anthony, and myself, we worked behind the scenes, and we were able to do our little part in helping these students in nurturing their dream. Well, what I have to say to you is what it takes to be an Olympian. That's a great question. And if we knew the real answer, we'd be able to develop more Olympic champions. Definitely, talent is the key. You need to have physical fitness, physical abilities to excel in a sport, and speed, strength, endurance, and coordination are vital, but determination is also a very huge component of success. The journey to becoming an Olympian for most is a lifelong pursuit. It might start as a distant dream, born out of the inspirational performances of your idols at previous games, or perhaps after experiencing a first taste of your favorite sport at school or college. Either way, what invariably follows if you are to make it to the pinnacle is years of hard sacrifice, to make it to the dedication, heartbreak, and if you're one of the lucky ones, triumph and jubilation. But what does it actually take to become an Olympian? Is it all about natural, God-given talent? Are some people really born with all the skills and attributes to succeed in their chosen field? Or can anyone achieve sporting greatness, provided they have the right attitude and are willing to spend the time mastering their trade? And in all honesty, it's probably some kind of mixture of both factors, with a number of other key ingredients helping you along the way. The first one is talent, which is followed by support from friends and family. Then the third is a very important factor, the coaching part of it. And then to be successful, you have to be selfish. You may ask me why, or you will never achieve. The reason is you have to be selfish, because if we cater to the needs of other people, we will not be able to achieve what we are trying to achieve. So a little selfishness on our part is very, very important. Then you have to have luck. Lady luck can be a factor. Along with that, you have to have mental toughness to perform under pressure, the physical robustness, money, time, preparation, nutrition, rest, and distraction. On the day of your event, you have to put aside all thoughts of your event and move to some other event or some other thoughts, so that you will not be distracted and worried of what is to come. Another thing is, the question is how challenging it is to be an Olympian. The wait is always for 4 years. And the challenge, everyone can agree that the larger you wait for something, the more you want it. The trouble is in controlling that anticipation and that resolution. There is the pressure of an entire nation. Then the audience, the world is watching. Then comes the competition. To be the best, you need to beat the best. Training is a very important factor, staying healthy and staying at the top. The living conditions, a foreign culture, and dormitory living. Then again, you have the team, new coaches and teammates. And the key to performing at your best, regardless of the circumstances, is mental preparation. These are some of the factors that we have to that an Olympian has to meet the challenges. And I feel all this together finally takes them to what they become in the field. All these Olympians who have trained, they have put in hard years and hard months, 4 years they have to wait for an Olympic event. And the waiting and the preparation is a very huge factor in bringing about results. Today, India is really proud because at the Tokyo Olympics, the first silver medal came to a small girl who had worked her way up, and all hats off to her for the winning medal that she brought for India. India is really proud of her. Then the persevering Sindhu, who has won 2 medals at the Olympics, Rio and now at Tokyo. She may have lost the silver or the gold, but she has won the hearts of many, and she remains a legend in history. Yesterday, it was the men's hockey team, and today it's the women's hockey team. And we wait in anticipation for more results in the wrestling and also in the boxing event. So my evaluation of this is that an Olympian is not just made
Annie?
overnight. It takes mental makeup. Thank you so much. This is the message that I leave behind for you. And I do hope in my small way, I've been able to convey what I wanted. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity for being with one and each one of you. Thank you.
Ma'am Annie, it's been a pleasure to listen to all those very inspiring insights, what it takes one to be at an Olympic podium, ma'am. For sure, all these insights are going to inspire the next generation, which primarily Mind Academy focuses, and also as individuals who are trying to develop ourselves in Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. For sure, this information is going to be a great inspiring event instance for all of us, ma'am. Thanks for joining us, ma'am, today.
Thank you.
And I would leave the floor for a couple of quick questions. We run short on time. If there is any specific question you would like to ask from Legend, the floor is open. 2 quick questions, because we have to have proceeding towards the prepared speeches part as well. Any questions to ma'am, if you have? Yes, Toastmaster Murli sir, please go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. I heard whatever, ma'am, you have spoken and with attention. But still, I wanted to understand, like, for a country with 1.3 billion people, why are we not able to have enough Olympians? Why it's that one, flash in the pan happening? So I know there are
clear. It's not clear. I'm not able to get you.
Ma'am, can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, actually, one of our colleague, what he's just trying to ask us, why is it slightly a struggle for us, a country of 1.3, 1.4 billion, to find more Olympians who stand there, ma'am? So that's his primary question, ma'am.
Actually, I feel, it's now men are in the field, but you find that women are not exposed to all these things. And actually, I think parents do not like children to go out, especially sports. There's a lot of stigma that goes along with it, because when you're exposed to such arenas, there are, the people, you come from a village or you come from a place where women are only meant to be homemakers, or they might have a career, they should study. That's the only thing that is being instilled in them. So very often, that is the reason why we are not able to produce so much. And then another factor is we do not have so much of infrastructure here. And we do not have, we are getting coaches from outside India to train our athletes and players. Very often, what happens is, very often our own people are ignored. We are not given a chance, the coaches or thing. Their preference is given to people from outside the country. And actually what happens is they are diffident and they don't want to move forward, because all credit goes to the coaches who come and take over their prodigies. That's what happens. That's what I feel. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong.
It's indeed a thought-provoking angle, ma'am. Thanks for that clarification on that point, ma'am. Thank you. Quickly, Toastmaster Mehul, sir, a brief question will be great because we are running short of time. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Bala, for giving me an opportunity to ask a question to legendary Madam N. Madam, you briefly touched upon the hard work versus the luck part, that amalgam of both makes you win Olympics. And in your previous question also, you touched what I wanted to ask, that infrastructure, coaching, and the development of the right attitude when an athlete or a sportsman fails. So how do you see that thing impacting? And do we have like infrastructure, right coaching for the Olympians or the talented sportsmen in the country? How do you see that role fits, or how do you see the opportunities there in the country?
I think it is it is remote here. Like you find all the athletes and players going out of the country to train. Why do they go out? Because they know that the training methods are very different from what we have in India. I think they are in search for their own coaches, and especially you find that athletes, just like recently, there was a controversy about the table tennis player. She wanted her own coach and it was denied to her. And she had to be satisfied with the coach who was there, and action is being taken against her. The reason behind all this is because coaches and we do not have the basic, the coaches are not encouraged and given the right training and proper training. And most of the coaches are from abroad who are, I know there are many coaches here in India who are up to date with their training and they can do wonders with their prodigies, but they are denied also their role in bringing up these Olympians.
Thank you, ma'am, for clarifying those questions of the members, and also thanks for being part of the evening and inspiring all of us, ma'am. It's a pleasure and privilege once again to have you in our midst, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for all those valuable inputs, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
So after that inspiring session of keynote address from Professor Anne Mary Verghese, ma'am, it's time to get back into the edutainment session with Mind Academy Toastmasters Club meeting 28. So it's time for me to introduce The general evaluator, I will give his introduction in detail during the general evaluation section, but general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Anit Kumar sir, can you share the roles and responsibilities of you for today's session, sir? Over to you.
Thank you, dear Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Balasubramaniam, and welcome to all members of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club to this wonderful meeting. A warm good evening to you all. Today, my role as a general evaluator is to evaluate the whole session from the beginning and conduct the evaluation session during the time when I am called upon to do so. I have already started the evaluation, and believe me, this meeting have began with a bang. Kudos to all the people who are behind, the people who have worked behind. And back to you, Toastmaster Bala. I shall give my detailed evaluation at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Anit Kumar sir, for sharing the roles and responsibilities for the members and the guests who have joined us here today. Thank you. So it's my time to introduce the timer for the day. She's our beloved club president, past president of Periyar Toastmaster Club, the enthusiastic Toastmaster of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club award recipient of year 2020-2021, table topics winner at area and division level, the captain of the ship, Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murali. Ma'am, can you please share the roles and responsibilities as the timer for you for the evening, ma'am? Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My role as the timer tonight is to keep track of time taken by all the prepared speakers, the TT speakers and evaluators. For the prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. The green timer card will be shown at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 and red at 7, and it will remain red till the speaker completes his or her speech. For the table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds only on the upper side. The green timer card will be shown at 1 minute, yellow at 2 minutes, 1 minute 30 seconds, and at red at 2 minutes, and it will remain red till the speaker finishes. For evaluations, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. And it will remain red till the speaker finishes his or her evaluation. So this is my job today, to keep track of the time taken by all the speakers, and I will report it at the end of each section when called upon to do so. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, ma'am, for taking us through the roles and responsibilities as a timer for the evening, ma'am. Thank you once again. Now, we have an energetic table topic master who's going to take us through interesting table topics for the evening. I will introduce him in detail during the table topic section, but let me introduce him, Toastmaster Murali Rao, to take us through the roles and responsibilities as today's table topic master.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, President. I'll be the table topic master for the day. And of course, the idea is to encourage participants to develop their skills on impromptu speaking. So we will, of course, have a lineup of topics which are in line with the theme today. So that's a clue. So no surprises as such, but be careful. So just 1 to 2 minutes you will get. So that's really going to be my part. But your speech has to have a starting, a body, and a conclusion. So with that in mind, let's wait for the table topic session. Back to you, Modi.
Thanks a lot, table topic master, Toastmaster Murali Rao sir, for taking us through the roles and responsibilities as a table topic master. It's time for me to introduce the oath counter for the evening. And it's really heartening to see an Toastmaster who got inducted in the last session has taken up a role as an oath counter for the evening. She is a Bachelor's of Engineer in Chemical Engineering degree holder. She has hobbies, reading books, traveling, watching movies. Madam Toastmaster Mudra, can you share your role and responsibility as a vote counter for the evening?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for such a nice introduction. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and respected guests, good evening to all of you. As a vote counter, the job for my today is to collect and count the ballots when the audience votes for the best speaker, best table topic speaker, and best evaluator. At the end of the meeting, I will announce the winners when called upon to do so. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Indeed, Madam Mudra, that is a splendid start in your career as a Toastmaster. Thank you, ma'am, for taking us through the roles and responsibilities as a note counter.
Thank you.
Now, here is another debutant who also got inducted in the last session. He has taken up the role as a joke master for the evening. He holds a mechanical engineer degree, a reliability professional, working in Madin, person for details, blessed with a beautiful girl, living in Jubail for past several years. Put your hands together for Toastmaster Chanchal Pandey. Please share your roles and responsibility as a joke master for the evening, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, today my role as a joke master would be saying the humorous and the jokes to entertain you all guys, to make this meeting pleasurable and enjoyable. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chanchal, for beginning your innings as a Toastmaster. Congratulations. Thank you for taking us through that details as a joke master as well. Now, Toastmasters, my dear guests, it's time to get into the edutainment session of today's meeting. We have a lineup of inspiring speakers who are going to take us through different streams through their presentation. So let me call upon today's first speaker, our past Vice President membership, Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad. He is going to be evaluated by our Vice President Education, Madam Toastmaster Meera Nambiar. Let me take this opportunity to invite Madam Meera to share the speech objectives of the speaker. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, good evening to all of you. Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad is giving his Level 1, Project 3, second speech. The purpose of the project is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his first speech. All the best, Toastmaster Irshad, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Madam Meera, for sharing the speech objectives of Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad San. Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad San is a passionate Toastmaster, a storyteller. As I said, the immediate past Vice President membership of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club, present Vice President Education of Al Awal Toastmasters Club, and club coach of Jubail Malayalam Club. His speech title for the evening is The Other Side of the Coin. The Other Side of the Coin, Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad San. The virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you. Father and his little lovely daughter were playing in the park. She was running all around. Now the father really tired of running behind the girl. So he just sat on the bench in the park. Come on, Dad, let us play again. No, Siti, I cannot. Let us take a break. The dad opened the tiffin box taken from home and taken 2 apples from his both hands and shown to her to take one. But within no time, she grabbed both the apples and started biting one after another. The father felt unhappy and sat back to the bench and thought for a while. She's supposed to take one and leave one for me, but she didn't. From where she would have learned this naughty habit? If she continued this impish style, now how her future life is going to be with us. He was thinking and thinking and thinking. A lot of negative thoughts came in his mind. And thought some ideas and plans to convince her for how to treat her parents and friends. Within seconds, before his thought returned from the world tour, the little girl offered one apple back to the father and told, "Dad, this apple is really tasty. So you may please take this. And I need only this." She was tasting both the apples to know which apple is more sweet and better. That father really amazed and surprised of this action, which he never expected. Now he felt really sorry for this quick wrong conclusion against his lovely sweet daughter. He could not foresee the other side of the coin. Toastmasters, today, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all of you. We would have come across similar situation in our life many, many times. We don't have patience to wait for a long time to know the fact. We normally jump into a conclusion based on our convenience. That wrong conclusion normally will lead us for all kind of negative thoughts and negative insights and assessment. We believe and confirm. Yes, of course. That may be the reason. Or otherwise, he wouldn't behave this way with me. He doesn't like me, or he just want to avoid me. A lot of cases, incidents, situations, we conclude based on our perception and we believe something which may not be fact. A man was waiting at an airport for a long distance flight. His flight was delayed, and so he had little spare time. He saw a deal on some donuts, and he bought quite a few donuts because he thought it might be quite long delay. He took a seat near a man and started to read the magazine he also picked up earlier. He exchanged a glance with the other man and then tried to avoid the eye contact as he went back to reading. While he was engaged with the magazine, he happened to see that man sitting beside him bravely grabbed the donuts from the box. He initially ignored the incident to avoid a scene. He grabbed the donuts himself and went back to the magazine again. But that man seemed to enjoy the donut so much. He took another one and started eating too. Every time he took a donut, the other man also take one. When the last donut was left, that man tensely took that donut and break it in half. He offered to the man and smiled. The man took the donuts and could not believe the other man's guts. He was thinking how unthankful and what kind of people are they. Maybe this place is like this. People of this place may be impolite and bad-mannered. The other man then left and took the empty donut box with him as a trash. This man couldn't believe what had just happened. He was scammed when his flight was called. He gathered his belongings. He lifted his bag. He saw that there is a box full of donuts right there. He was totally shocked, totally surprised. He thought to himself, if my donuts are here, then wait, their donuts were there. Where his? The other man had shared his donuts, whereas he was thinking he was the one doing the sharing. At the same time, he was angry and irritated. The other man was being generous and kind. He felt so bad for what had happened, but he couldn't find the other man anywhere. Now he was forced to think how polite these people are. He really felt apology and love the people of that city and the people. Things are not always as they appear. Sometimes we make quick assumption about people, circumstances and situations. We judge them, label them and put them into a box, not recognizing that there is a much bigger picture. Sometimes we meet someone particular stage or phase of their life and stamp them to be in a certain way. Don't be so quick to judge. You never know when you might find yourself walking in someone else's shoes. The best apology is change behavior. A time will come in your life when someone will regret why they treat you wrong. Trust me, it will definitely come. Do good for others. It will come back to you in unexpected ways. Never stop learning because life will never stop teaching. Never ignore a person who loves and cares you. Never judge someone by opinion of others. No one in this world is pure and perfect. If you avoid people for their mistakes, you will be alone in this whole world. So judge less and love more. And remember, always try to see the other side of the coin. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Irshad San, for taking us through that very valuable life messages there. Never judge a book by its cover, as they say. Wonderful and thoughtful points. Thank you, Toastmaster Irshad San, for taking us through the other side of the coin. Now, next in line speaker is Madam Toastmaster GOURI Jain WARRIER. To evaluate her speech, we have a veteran Toastmaster here, distinguished Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan. Sir, can you please take us through the speech objective for the speaker?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Our speaker today is going to present a project, the purpose of which is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. All the best to the speaker.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan sir, for taking us through the speech objective parts. Thank you. Madam Toastmaster GOURI Jain WARRIER, our club secretary, an English BA honors student from MIT Pune, an aspiring writer, trained classical dancer who loves music and reading books, addicted to all things related to investigative and crime-related stories. She hopes to make a difference in the world, even just by a small bit. She believes in the butterfly effect in life and self-love. Her speech title for the evening is, When Does You and I Become Us? When does you and I become us? Madam Toastmaster GOURI Jain WARRIER, over to you.
1 minute. TMOD, can you give me share screen? I am not able to do it.
You can share the screen now, Madam GOURI. Thank you.
Not able to.
Toastmaster of the Day, do I have to stop share my?
Yeah, probably, ma'am.
Okay. I'll do the virtual background then.
Yeah.
Thank you, timer.
Welcome.
May I start?
Please go ahead, Madam GOURI. Madam GOURI,
It is not.
Your
is my video?
Yes, not visible.
Oh. Okay. I think I may not be able to share my screen.
Your screen is visible, GOURI.
Am I visible?
You are not visible.
That's why I think I may not be able to share my screen.
Okay, so maybe, yeah, whenever you want to present the point, maybe that time you can use it. Rest of the time you can keep your camera on in that case. Then, yeah, great. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I may not be able to do that. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm rattled now. Okay. It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate these differences. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my TED Talk. No worries. This is nothing like that. It was just a joke. but it is a topic I felt very close to my soul in the past few weeks. You see, what happens is that I'm a millennial. I was scrounging through Instagram looking for hacks that I will never try and resonate that I will never buy. And I was bombarded with these videos of people talking about CRT and its application in the American education system. And I was like, I am interested now. You throw anything at me, I'll find it interesting. And here I was watching two videos about a Black woman breaking down CRT and saying, I don't want my children to learn this. And a white man saying, I don't want my someone to learn this. He didn't have children. I don't know what he was advocating for. But I was interested nonetheless. And I thought, I also don't want American children to learn this. But then I thought, I like indulging in these kind of things. I like poking my nose into things I don't have to do. So I went and asked Google Baba, see, what is the meaning of CRT? Google Baba told me, Gauri, CRT, which now I realize I've said it about 15 times, is critical race theory. What is critical race theory? Simply put, it is addressing and pointing finger at inequality. And what kind of inequality? The systematic racism that exists in the American system, like education system, legal system. And I thought, this only concerns America. We don't have racism in India. Where do we have that? And that is when Olympics Tokyo 2020 happened. I'll point out the problem. You see, our weightlifting fairy, C. Mirabai, lifted her way to the silver medal. And all of India was rejoicing. We were all very happy. Silver medal for India. But then in the niche corner of Instagram posts, I read this. India only cares about the Northeast when we win awards. Otherwise, you're Nepalese or Chinese. And I realized this is true. I've actually heard people say that. This is racism. Hard for you to follow? Just listen to me. I have so many friends, South Indian friends, who see any North Indian and go and say, there's a Bengali. I've had experience of being a South Indian and a lot of North Indians just looking at me and asking me, are you Madrasi? Scratch that. Let's go in national level. Okay. Imagine how many people have had you try to explain that you're from India, which is a part of the Asian continent, but they don't believe you because you don't look Asian enough, because you don't have eyes like this, because you don't have fair skin. I've had trouble. And here I am thinking that racism doesn't exist in India. I'm so foolish, right? Because every kind of inequality exists everywhere. If you ask me, as a part of the Indian society, have I felt that I'm discriminated against? Yes. Ask me in what front? As a woman, I've been discriminated against. As a warrior, I have been discriminated for. And as anything you take in society that represents me, discrimination is a part of it. And that's when I thought, what is our understanding of discrimination in India? I conducted a poll, which had very interesting results, to say the least. I wanted to see how many of us know that individuality matters in discrimination, that an individual's choice or a personal choice is a matter of discussion. And I was so happy to see from the 4 questions and the 22 responses I got, all of them agreed with me. But how many of these